Hello students, welcome to the online lecture series of Mechanical System Design course. Myself Gaurav Singh Wafila, Faculty of Mechanical Engineering Department at BV University Lucknow. Students, hope you all are good during this lockdown period and you are in good health. So today I am starting a online lecture series of mechanical system design, and after that we will take in same way the maintenance engineering. As you all aware that before the holy break we have completed approx 3 units of MSD and maintenance both. So going forward, let's quickly recap which I have covered during previous lectures. As you can see on your screen, it's your syllabus according to unit wise. The first unit, which include the basic concept of system with some case studies and the concept of problem formulation. And in the second unit there is different theories in which the black box approach is most important for the exam point of view, and a case study of a compound bar system. These are important regarding the exam, semester exam. In third unit we have studied the modeling, graph modeling and analysis, and the optimization concept. As guided by our director sir and deputy director sir, we have provided the 3 unit material after the lockdown started, and also the same material of maintenance engineering. But before starting unit 4 and 5th, I want to recap some previous concept which we have talked. So the first topic is, as you see on your screen, is system concept. As you all aware that why there is a requirement of system. As we have discussed in our lectures, in our classroom lectures, which attended by most of the students, like Ashwin is there, and some classes also attended by Nitya, Abhishek is there, and in some classes there is Sweta and Viren. KV is also attended some classes, and Nitya, Sivangi, all they have attended some classes. But for the sake of all the students, we recap all these topics which discussed earlier. So first, there is a topic called system concept. So why we need a system? Not particular about mechanical engineering. Take like your environment or any other things which going around you. Why you need a system? Okay, so the first thing which came in your mind or which came in our mind is that there is a necessity for the development of the society, development of the technology, or we can say that development of human being or needs of human being. For this we need a system. So there is a concept of system. Okay, like we all studied in a university. This in this university we particularly studied on UIT. On UIT there is also a different branch for us which is called mechanical engineering. In mechanical engineering we have studied different subjects. So the whole university, or the we can say that whole education system, and in this educational system there is all this is subsystems. And another example is human body, which is a biological system. Okay, so in development of any system there is a requirement of design. So why we need design? Because design involves determining the shape and the size of the end product, which include its material. We can take or we can help with the development of computer. Why? Because with the help of computer it is possible to make alternative designs which may suit the defined goals and objectives. So there is a need of system in every aspect. Okay, students? And the most important topic is system concept. Okay, if we want to develop a system there should be some meaningful features. Which are these meaningful features? You can note it or you can carefully listen it. The meaningful features are like purpose or function to be fulfilled or performed. Second feature is necessary ingredients in the form of components, which should at least be two. Next feature is interrelationship between the components to establish proper interface. And last feature, which is most important, is constraint that restrict behavior of the system. Okay, so you can see that we need different types of features to include in the system. We can take different examples for this system concept, which is like in your notes you can see that there is a mechanical system called a mass spring dashboard system. First example. Second example is rotational mechanical system. So if we take the example of a mass spring system, as you can see that there is a requirement of spring, there is a requirement of dashboard, and there is a requirement of mass. These all parts make the whole system. Same in second example, there is a need of shaft, there is a need of disc. That's why rotational mechanical system works. And the another example which is on your screen is thermal system. In thermal system you can see that from there is from one side there is liquid in, from other side liquid out, a mixture is there. So this whole thing is make a thermal system. We can also take an example of CAD/CAM system. What is CAD/CAM system? There is a database in which there drafting, from drafting, analysis, testing and modeling. After drafting you can create it from CNC with the help of robot, or we need to manage all database management. So this whole thing makes a CAD CAM system. CAD CAM system, computer aided designing, computer aided manufacturing system. So this all makes a CAD CAM system. Okay student, hope you understand the system concept. Now there we considered the system concept. So we can also take a example of hydropower plant system. So in hydropower plant, as you also studied it on power plant engineering, which so what do you understand as you see on your screen? In hydropower plant system, there is a need of upper reservoir, a generator, a turbine, then to turbine to generator. Okay, this is a most common example of system concept. Okay student, so what is system? In theoretically, if you are asked about the system definition, then you quote the simple definition as what is system? It is defined as an organized or connected group of objects, a set of assemblage of things connected, associated or interdependent, so as to form a complex unity. Okay student, a whole composed of parts in orderly arrangement according to same scheme or plan. You can note down the definition from the PDF which I have shared earlier. So there can be different types of definition. So the study of system concept has three basic implications. Which are these basic implications? The first one is a system must be designed to achieve a predetermined objective. What do you understand by this statement? That firstly you should have a goal, or you should have a end product, or you should have a predetermined objective. The second system concept is the interrelationship and interdependence. These must exist among the components. And the third one, which is most important, is the objective of organization as a whole have a higher priority than the objective of its subsystem. What do you understand by this? It means the subsystem comes lately, but the organization as a whole comes first. If we take the example of our university, then we first consider the university as a whole as a BBU university. After that it comes to UIT. It is possible that UIT grows but university doesn't grow. So the main criteria to the basic implication is that organization as a whole have a higher priority than the objective of a subsystem. Hope student you are understand all the things which I am sharing with you. After that we have discussed characteristics of a system. Like system have various characteristics. You can code the size, complexity, totality, relationship, okay, equilibrium, dimensionality and hierarchy. Okay, among these characteristics, the basic characteristics which play a major role is are following, which are like assemblage, okay, relationship. You can take note down and you go through all these in your notes or in your classroom, and I have also given you a assignment of unit first and second, which we are discussing now. Some question also asked in this assignment. Hope you all aware of it. So the among these characters, the basic characteristic which play a major role is assemblage. Second one is relationship. Okay, and the third one is which we discuss is goal seeking, and the most important is adaptability to environment. Okay, you can also take the example of adaptability to environment in human body, which is a complete adaptive system. Your human body is complete adaptive system. ठीक है. Then the next concept, you can go through all examples which are in your screen. You also have their PDF, and I hope you make your own notes from this PDF. Okay, now our next topic is elements of system. In elements of system, there are following key concepts, which are output and input, processor, control, feedback, environment, boundaries and interface. So student, what do you understand by output and input? Output and input means a major objective of a system is to produce an output that has a value to its user. Whatever the nature of output, products or goods or service or information, it must be in line with the expectation of the intent user. And what do you understand by the input? The input are elements. Elements means material, human resource, information that enter the system for processing. And the next one is processor. What is processor? The processor is the element of a system that involves the actual information of input into output. Okay student, this means that as the output specification changes, so does the processing. But in some cases, input is also modified to enable the processor to handle the transformation. So the next thing is which came into our mind is control. So what is control? The control elements guides the system. Okay, it is the decision making subsystem that controls the pattern of activities governing input, processing and output. So next one is feedback. What is feedback? Control in dynamic system is achieved by feedback. So you can connect all in same order: output and input, processor, control and feedback. So control is dynamic system and is achieved by feedback. What feedback does? Feedback measures output against a predefined set of conditions through cybernetic procedure that includes communication and control. Okay student, so feedback may be positive or negative, routine or information. The positive feedback reinforces the performance of the system, whereas the negative feedback provide the controller with information for action. Okay, the next thing is environment. Environment is also a major element. Okay, the environment is, we can say that, super system within which an organization operates. Okay, it is the source of external elements that impinges on the system. In fact, it often determines how a system must function. Okay, so environment is most important. After that, it we will discuss boundaries and interface. So a system should be defined by its boundaries and limits that identify its component, process and interrelationship when it interfaces with another system. For example, we can take from our mechanical engineering it thermodynamic system. The temperature of environment will directly affect the performance of the system. Okay, or we can take the example of organization environment, like a organization environment. In output, in input, there is bank, customer, competitors, after that vendors, stakeholders, government, and the the whole output is economic indicators. And what is processing in this example? The processing is human resource, material, energy, information, transformation, policy decision, standard of performance, goals, information feedback. So the organization environment is most common example of all the elements. So student, hope you can understand all these things. Please go through the written notes and go through the assignment which I have given. In this week I also will give you the next assignment and correlate with each other, and then try to understand which we are discussing now. After that, there is comes types of system. So there are mainly two types of system which are classified as physical or abstract. Second one, open and closed or isolated system. Okay, and the closed isolation system also classified as linear or non-linear, dynamic and static system. You can go through these slides which you have in PDF formats. Okay, so after that it comes time invariant and time variant system, and lumped parametric or distributed parametric system. You can note down, or you can simply go through your notes which I have shared with you. Like I said that the system can also be classified as linear, non-linear, dynamic, static, time varying and time invariant, lumped parametric or distributed parametric system. Okay, what in the linear or non-linear system? You can see that in linear or non-linear system, if the input x and output of y of a system are related by straight line, then the system is said to be linear. You can see in this example there is a linear relation equation. You hope you all understand this equation, y equal to mx. It's an example of a linear system. And we can also take the example of a spring which obey the Hooke's law, or a resistor obeying the Ohm's law. They all are example of linear system. Okay, you can go through this example. Then you can also say that when a system has a homogeneity and superposition properties, it is said to be a linear system. Okay, and the next one is static and dynamic system. In static system, if the output if the output at any stand depend upon the input. I repeat it, if the output at any stand depend upon the input, such system are known as static or memoryless system. Okay, you can give example of a resistor, and there is input voltage, which is good example of static and dynamic system in which we measure the current. After that, there is time invariant and time varying system. In such system, the parameters of the system are defined in equalities, which depend only on the properties of the system element, not its variable. Okay, it only depend on the properties of the system element, not on the variables. ठीक. And after that, there is another system which we call lumped parameter and distributed parameter system. Okay, after this there is a design process which is most important for your exam point of view. As you can say that the all engineering problems are almost always stated as device subject to certain problem solving constraint, a component or process to accomplish specified task optimally subject to certain solution constraints. Okay, so the design process, you can also say that firstly there should be a goal recognition, after that there should be a task specification, then there comes concept of information, then engineering analysis, then solution analysis, after that production, and after that distribution and sales or servicing. uh, as you can see on your screens, these all steps are covered in our notes. You can also go through that, and whenever in exam you have asked about the design process, you should answer with this block diagram. It will help you easily answer the question. So there are various steps for design process. You can go through these steps, and it is also discussed during your classroom sessions. So we can go through this. After the design process, there is a case study of mechanical system design. In our whole subject, in you can see in every unit there is a case study. So I request you all, wherever I have given you the case study, please study it, analyze it, and if you find any difficulty, then ask me through telephonic conversation, through email, through WhatsApp, in which mode you are comfortable. So please study all the case studies which we have discussed with you in classroom or in your notes. Okay, so there is also a one concept of skills of an engineer. As you all are in 7th semester, so there is also a important parameter, the skills of an engineer, because we have or we are studying the design process. So which skills there should be in an engineer for solving an engineering problem? There are some technical terms for it, like first one is inventiveness. What is inventiveness? It is the ability to think or discover valuable, useful ideas or concept for things or process to accomplish given objective. Second quality is engineering analysis. After that, engineering science knowledge, which mean through knowledge and training in depth in engineering science. Okay. Then interdisciplinary ability. After that, mathematical skill, decision making, manufacturing process, and all communication skill. I have discussed all these things with you in detail in our classroom lectures. So hope you have some knowledge about it. Okay student, please go through all the case studies. There is also a case study on system design. Please go through with it. Okay. And there is all important parameter which I have discussed in class. They all are there in your notes, so you can easily connect with it. And there are some rule based methods which is also important, and there are some different system you can also code, like and apart from our mechanical field, you can code the financial systems, or you can code solar system. Okay. Or any other thing which you can see on your environment, any organization system. So in organization you can also think about management information system. Okay. Or if you take the example of our industry, then you can also take an example of manufacturing support system. So student, hope till now you have understand some system concept, and in our next series we discussed different types of system concept, and further we continue with our next topic. Till then, goodbye, take care.